Chapter 1. Food becomes a part of our story. The stories that will come from the kitchen include all of the stories we want to share with others and with ourselves. For many, the food I've made might be that first time at a food-focused event, but it could also be a reminder of a fond childhood memory, or it might be a simple reminder to be more mindful of a health concern. These stories all happen in my kitchen, and they happen through my food. The recipes in this book are meant to show my approach to cooking, with ingredients and methods that speak to my own journey. My food comes from my heritage. It is a reflection of my experiences and my approach to food. My food is a part of my life. I find inspiration from the people I'll share the foods with, and I find inspiration from my own experiences with food. My food is my story, and it is part of me. What is your story? Who is in your kitchen? What are you creating in your kitchen? These questions are all important to think about. As for me, my kitchen is full of color. It is one of my favorite places to be. My space smells of spices, and the sights and sounds are what bring me joy. My memories are in my kitchen, along with the people I love. There are stories here for me to tell. Share them with you. Number 1. Baking. A few months ago I took a baking class with my husband, Andrew, and we baked cupcakes. We'd never taken a class together before. I can't remember which of us suggested it, and, to be honest, I may have suggested it, but I like the idea of sharing time with someone who makes art for the pleasure of it. Baking and cooking is such a personal thing, especially with this many different recipes to try out. To be able to put the cupcakes in the oven, was exciting. I watched them as they baked, and I let the kids into the kitchen to help us make them. Seeing them transform from wet to finished, all while having fun with them. It was fun to be in my kitchen and cooking. Andrew and I had gone to cooking school before we got married, and that's how I ended up with a set of kitchen tools that were a result of my education. These are my set, and they've always been part of our home. I remember when I first started to cook, I had a small collection of tools that were essential to my ability to get the job done. I was learning and trying new recipes on a regular basis, and that all came with some basic kitchen tools. As got into cooking more, I began to collect more tools. There are always changes in tools and equipment in the kitchen, and my collection is a reflection of the evolution in my cooking style. Number 2. How to make sure your kitchen tools serve you well. These basic tools serve a variety of purposes in the kitchen, and you can use them all to make good food. The tools below are what I recommend for a basic kitchen setup. Feel free to collect other tools that fit your style and your use in the kitchen. The most important thing is that these are tools you love using. They need to help you enjoy making food. If you don't, then I'm not sure they are the right tools. I've been making food and baking for almost 25 years, and I'm still developing and trying new things. Sometimes these new things work, and sometimes they don't. This is a list of the basic kitchen tools I believe in. This list is not exhaustive, nor is it exhaustive of the tools that I currently use. I will continue to experiment with my tools and add to this list as learn more about how to use them. All of the tools that are included in this list are functional. What I mean by functional is that they work for the things do in the kitchen. I will include my favorite accessories for these tools, which will give you little more information about how I use the tools and what works for me. It may not be the way that other people use them. There are multiple ways to use the tools, and there will always be different ways to use them. Some will work better for some things, and some will work better for others. For my kitchen tools, I use them on a daily basis. When I use them, they become part of my kitchen, and it feels like they belong there. They feel useful, so I'm using them. If they were to ever be in danger of becoming junk, I would remove them from my kitchen and replace them with something better. Knives. For chopping and dicing. I love using my knives for these purposes because they are a part of me. They become a part of my hands when I'm working. I'm always washing my hands after using them. There is something about cutting food with your own hands that is so satisfying. For cutting, I'll have bread knife, but those are the only tools I have. An 8-inch Japanese mandolin, and I also have cutting boards. Wood or plastic. I prefer wood for the look, but I also like the feel of the wood in my hand. For chopping and dicing, I use my mandolin, but for slicing breads and other things, I have a large chopping board. I also have a cutting board made of laminate plastic. It's the style that you cut with your hands. Use the cutting board for this task, and I use a serrated knife to cut through things like chicken and turkey breast. Baking dishes. Glass, ceramic, or Pyrex. They will protect your baked goods and will keep the foods from sticking to the bottom. have a couple of different ones, and I have one of each. I like to have a couple of different sizes, and then use them as they're needed. For baking, I have glass and ceramic dishes, and then I also have Pyrex *** baking sheets. *** aluminum or heavy-duty, non-stick plastic. Baking sheets are important when you're cooking things like pastries and cookies. I prefer my non-stick sheets because you can wipe them down after baking with a damp cloth. *** parchment paper. I've had this since I started cooking. I've never had a problem with it. There's no reason to let food sit on a metal surface that will change the flavor of the food. For roasting things like chicken, I use a silicone roasting pan. There's a lot of silicone available, so you can pick what works best for you. Food storage containers. I have a lot of small containers for storage of leftovers. I find that the best thing for storage is something made of glass, and have all shapes and sizes. I have a set of small ones for small things, and then I have a larger set for larger things. Storage containers. I keep things like spices in containers. I don't know that they really need to be in boxes, but that's what I do. For storing spices, I use glass containers with lids. Measuring cups. Have several types of measuring cups and different sizes. For me, it's important to use stainless steel measuring cups because that's how I learned to measure. When I use glass for measuring, I use graduated cups. I'm always washing them, so stainless steel is better for storage. Glass is fine as long as you're washing it regularly. Measuring spoons. I have several sets of these. They're useful, but you should use them for specific measurements. When I'm baking, I use a scale, but I also use measuring cups. I use a digital scale for quick, precise measurements, and I use the measuring cups to add small amounts of ingredients. They're easier for measuring flour. I'm a fan of stainless steel because it doesn't take up as much space. Storage containers. I have clear plastic storage containers for my spices. I'm not worried about them breaking because they're transparent. I use them for storing small items. I don't use them for large amounts of spices, so I use glass containers for that. Blenders. It's important to have a blender if you're making smoothies, soups, and sauces. You can use a food processor, but they don't blend everything well. I use my Vitamix. End of chapter 1.